Hi, welcome back to your focus of the day. And today we're going to be exploring a recent discovery. It's really founded in the 1700s, but back in the 1990s, the power of the insula and its role in emotional regulation, nervous system regulation really started to show itself. And so this thing called the insula. It sits here embedded in the brain, and it is known as the hub of resilience. The insula sends two-way information. It connects incoming information from the nervous system, and it connects it with the thinking part of the brain. Uh, it does send two-way because it also sends signals back to the nervous system. And so this is like any part of the brain. If we exercise it, it can get stronger and grow. And because this is known as the hub of resilience, the exercise that we have already been practicing so far in our program, but to name it specifically, is tracking. The act of tracking and noticing sensations really is how we exercise this part of the brain, and ultimately, as we've been talking about, growing resilience. And so the insula, as I mentioned, is the part of the brain that helps really communicate between the mind and the body, so that they know exactly what type of bodily sensations are occurring and how we can notice what is going on. It reads the physical states by way of sensation, and then it communicates, as I mentioned, with the thinking part. And so by becoming more aware of what is happening in your body, this is where we're able to reduce the impulsivity and promote that true amount of emotional regulation and clearer thinking. And again, in CRM, we establish what that looks like by helping you notice your resilient zone, and then, of course, tracking skills to know where you are falling in your zone. And so, in addition to the insula, there's been a lot of research around interoception, but really, let's start with what most of us know. We most are very familiar with our top five senses: the sense of smell, hear. What can we see, touch, taste? We've done some 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 practices in our awareness moments that really tap into those senses. But what recent neuroscience has shown us is there's at least 3 more. And so the next one, balance, also referred to as vestibula. The next one is proprioception. And this is really awareness of our bodies in space. So one little exercise I'd like you to do, I'll invite you, if you're sitting or if you're standing, if you're willing, to close your eyes and just place your hand out to the side of you. And if you take your index finger and then you slowly bring your finger with your eyes closed and you touch your nose, you might be surprised that you found your nose no problem with your finger. And that is your awareness of your body space in time, your ability to really notice kind of where you are in space and time. And so that's proprioception. And then the next one really is introception. Introception is the internal sense of what's happening with your body. An example I'll give is if you're out on a hot day, you might notice that that all of a sudden you move towards the shade, and then you might notice, oh, I'm a little thirsty, so you grab a drink. These minute shifts that are happening in your body, again, unconscious to you, is how your nervous system is communicating with your insula to advise your frontal lobe that you need to make a decision and move into the shade and to grab that drink of water. And so that is the natural system that's happening within your body that is communicating with you. And the act of tracking, the skill of tracking, is really tapping into that interoception and continuing to work that muscle of the insula within your brain so that you can continue to grow your resilience muscles. Now, going a little bit further on Introception, being the eighth sense of, and again, knowing really what's going on inside your body. Now, really want to be clear that the research also suggests that the inability or the poor interoception awareness can lead to difficulties with emotional regulation. Again, you bumping high into your zone and or bumping low into your zone. And so there is a real awareness that sensing into your body can be possibly inaccessible for some. And so if it is inaccessible, and if you have found struggles, I want to recognize that. When we started our program last week, we started very intentionally with resourcing. The reason I started with resourcing is because to bring to mind something that brings you joy and happiness allows you to connect with those sensations of pleasant or neutral. Because in some cases of extreme stress and trauma, there might be a disassociation. There may not be an ability to sense in because of the things we've learned around memories and the things that we've learned around survival responses being unconscious. At times, they just don't register memory. And so if it's difficult, I invite you to really continue to practice with resourcing. Today's awareness moments will continue to explore tracking because that is the skill that really strengthens the insula and builds that resilience muscle. And as always, you're more than welcome to also just practice and spend time with your resource.